All right, next time your phone has no service, you might be okay. At least you might be a little satisfied because at least the government won't be spying on you. The Department of Justice reportedly using planes equipped with fake cell phone towers that enable it to scan on thousands of cell phones below. So if you're sitting on your porch texting, a plane flying above could be, well, following everything you're texting. No wonder 9 out of 10 Americans think their privacy is over. You know, Tracy, with stuff like this, confirmation of that.
I am one of those 9 out of 10. I think that everything is out there right now. At this point, privacy is no mas. If you're going to play the game, you're going to use these electronic devices, you're going to put yourself out there on Facebook, although Facebook, ironically, just came out with a new privacy handbook, which is laughable if you ask me. But that being said, you're out there, you have no privacy.
But I think I'm trying to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. If they had something like that over the skies of Boston when the Tsarnaev brothers were planning their attack, would we have gotten them? Because they say, well, you know, we have ways to separate the Tsarnaevs from just average folks. I find that impossible to believe.
That's exactly right. Here's the thing. You have to, this is largely used to find criminals, so they have to get a warrant in order to listen in on the conversation. And they said, the source who leaked this said, yes, we do go to the courts. We do go through the appropriate channels. So they survey the numbers. They survey the numbers and they zero in on the one number and then listen to that conversation.
But let's say you were that person, or Sabrina, you were that person, which wouldn't surprise me. But everyone around you with a cell phone, right, is going to be picked up.
Right, and that's what they were saying. What are they calling it? Dragnet security, right? Because we're able to pick up. It's not like they're just getting a couple of phone numbers. They're getting all the content, all the information. And Neil, you know, I live in D.C. like you in New York. I understand the real threat of security, whether we're talking about criminals or we're talking about terrorism. But this is once again this line that we have to walk between security and individual rights. And it's not. It's different than Facebook or Google, any of these places, because it's the government. We don't have any control over
Sabrina, I get really disturbed though when I hear this widespread hysteria about the government spying on us. If you look at how the metadata program works, for instance, they don't just read conversations. They don't just listen to conversations.
Who cares?
They zero in on a particular number.
How do you know? How do you know?
And we've got to sacrifice a little bit of liberty.
When they got 125 million Verizon phone records, where was the value in that?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know, and that's why it's so important to elect leaders we trust. I don't trust this president. We have to put people in we trust, because there are going to be surveillance programs.
Point where you just say, what do I talk about? If you listen to my phone calls, I think diapers would take my kids away, because I'm constantly I mean, so if that's what they want to listen to, let them. In the interest of safety, I think that's where we all are right now. Much like you get patted down at the airport.
I disagree.
In my case, it'd be 3 or 4 pizzas. What's the rest going to happen? You know? But you're right. Maybe it's the times we live in, but it bothers me.
It bothers me. Look, I mean, I think that we're living with an administration, and it's not going to be the last one that is interested in controlling the flow of information. Whether
and with every incident, with every feared incident, it's just going to go up and up and up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a slippery slope. And I understand that maybe it's, you know, we think that we can elect the right leaders, but that's sort of a progressive idea.
But I actually think the Facebook thing is worse. Like, I'd rather the government spy on me to keep the terrorists away.
I agree.
The whole Facebook thing is eerie. I mean, I won't touch it, but the fact that you have to read 2,700 pages to figure out their new policy is crazy.
I completely agree. And look, there was a 9/11 terrorist who came to the United States from Yemen, and they had to stop tracking him because he had moved from Yemen to the United States. Had that had stopped him, if we could have spied on him, quote, spied on him, I don't know, but I want the capability out there.
I want, like, the pen that could, like, shoot things.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting out of control. But, ladies, thank you very, very much. When we come back, you might love these lower gas prices, but guess who does not?